It's been a while. You saw me. How you doing? So I'm gonna be having a discussion on LinkedIn, and I thought, let me just go live and record this video. I hope you are all doing great. How's it going over there? So we'll be talking about limiting beliefs, breaking free from limiting beliefs, and how to overcome limiting beliefs. So I'm going live now on LinkedIn. I'm gonna start with a song. How you doing, LinkedIn family? Hope you're doing great. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. It's Abimbola Victoria Oliide, aka Queen Billion, the voice of empowerment, encouragement, and mindset. Uh, the Andra Day song "Rise Up" rings a bell, and I just want to sing a little line from it. You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round. You can find a fighter, but I see it in you. We're gonna work it out and move mountains. We're gonna work it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you're feeling like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet and move mountains, bring it to its feet and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. All right, I hope that song has sparked some motivation in you on breaking limiting beliefs. Everyone, welcome to this live session. And I've been talking about breaking limiting beliefs all week long on LinkedIn. And so today I just want us to talk about, what are limiting beliefs and go deeper and take a few questions. The truth is that we have all been there, and the truth is that you dream big, but a voice inside you whispers you can't do it or you are not good enough. These are limiting beliefs, and they are like shackles on your soul. They can leave you feeling frustrated, defeated, and stuck. So it's not something that you and I are unfamiliar with. Something tells you you can't do it, you are not good enough. You feel frustrated, you feel defeated and stuck in second gear while everyone else zooms past in the fast lane. So it's a common thing that we all feel. But here's the good news: limiting beliefs are lies, lies from the pit of hell. They are not from God, and they can't certainly define who you are. The Bible is filled with stories of overcoming seemingly impossible odds. We can be like David facing Goliath, conquering our giants with faith. So, how do we, even break free? And how do we even identify limiting beliefs? Well, just think about all the areas that you hold yourself back. Do you fear failure? Do you doubt your abilities? You need to write down all of those negative thoughts and begin to challenge them. You need to cast down those imaginations that are exalting themselves above the imaginations of God. Do you get? You need to be able to, you know, face your fears. Write down those negative thoughts and challenge them with scriptures. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 5 says, "We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take every thought captive to make it obedient to Christ." Those negative thoughts, we can bring them into captivity. Don't let negative thoughts hold you down. Don't let negative thoughts hold you into captivity. Don't let the negative thought be the only thing that you keep ruminating on. Because if you dwell on it, you become it. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So as long as you continue to focus on the negative, you will continue to attract that. That is the energy that you're throwing into the world. And that is what limiting belief does to us. So you need, when those thoughts come to you, you need to arrest the thoughts and hold it down and say, hey, where did you come from? Who are you? By the way and by the bush. You know, sometimes you see somebody talking to themselves and you're wondering, why is this person talking to themselves? But sometimes, for lack of, don't let us start thinking of other things. But, sometimes it takes that to say, where is this thought coming from? So, according to 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5, you need to be able to arrest those thoughts as soon as they are coming in. You need to know what those thoughts are, write them down, and once they creep in, you need to arrest them immediately. So, and you might feel like, oh, okay, you're saying I should replace negative thought, I should not think about it. So how do I? It might feel like, oh, you don't want to feel like it's fake, you know. So you don't want to feel like a fraud. You don't want to feel like, I'm fooling myself, or I'm pretending. You don't want to feel like, oh, like, what is she talking about? Like, those thoughts will definitely come. But what you if you keep focusing, that is where consciousness comes in. If whatever you're conscious of is what you would become. So if you are fixated on the negative, you will become the negative. So you're asking, okay, how do I replace these negative thoughts? Well, it's a process. It's not something that will happen overnight, because a lot of these things started from when we were young. It didn't just happen overnight. Like I was sharing the other day, if you keep telling yourself you're not good enough, or somebody has been telling you you're not good enough, eventually if you meditate on it long enough, it becomes your reality, it becomes your truth, even though it is a lie. You understand? So you need to flood your mind with the word of God. You need to flood your mind with the truth from the Bible. Romans chapter 12 verse 2 tells us to be transformed by the renewing of our minds. So find verses that speak to your struggles and repeat them like a mantra. Chant them, chant the scriptures. Philippians 4 verse 13 is a great one. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You need to know the scriptures that speak to your specific situations and be able to address them accordingly. And the next question is, okay, Abimbola, I have heard, I know what limiting beliefs are. Okay, now I know that it is a process to be able to change the thoughts, but then I'm scared. I can't take action. Like, I've tried a couple of times and things haven't worked. I know. We've all been there. We all feel fear, but faith is about taking the first step anyway. The truth is that you need to get yourself to the point that you tell yourself, I am willing to try anyway. Whatever it is, I am willing to try anyway. I am willing to try anyway. I am willing to try it anyway. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And you need to pray for courage, and trust in God's plan. You need to be fully aware that God had a purpose for creating you, and you need to live and walk in that purpose. Imagine even the mightiest oak started as a tiny acorn. So the problem most of us have is the fact that we want everything fast, fast, sharp, sharp, you know. And then we see people that seem to be making it and running ahead of us, and it's like, hey, when am I going to make it? As long as you keep looking at other people running their own race and you don't focus on yours, limiting beliefs will set in, because you are comparing yourself with another person. Even the Bible says those they comparing themselves with themselves are fools. So if somebody is posting on Instagram that they just bought the latest car, that is their own business now. It is their time. Why should you begin to do 40 and begin to, be very, concerned and worry and fearful about what has not happened in your life? You need to understand that God has a purpose for your life, and the purpose is greatness. God has a purpose for your life, and the purpose is greatness. So you need to focus on that. And then we all feel fear, like I've said before. So you need to pray for the courage to be able to, stick to the plans that God has for your life. Now, remember even the mightiest oak. I'm repeating it so that you don't miss anything. So, what else can we talk about on limiting beliefs? Some people here listening feel like they are too old to even do anything. But I'm here to tell you that you're never too old to do what you want to do. I've seen, people in their 70s go back to school to, go and get that degree that they didn't get when they were younger. It's all a matter of the mindset. It's all a matter of how do you see yourself? Do you see a bigger picture? Do you have something to offer? Because as long as you see yourself as you have no value to offer, it would always be difficult for you to be able to move beyond your limiting belief. It will be difficult for you to be able to do much more than you could ever ask or think or imagine. So your age is not a barrier. Your age is not something that should hold you back. Don't let anybody tell you are too old to get married. For a mature single lady, biological clock is ticking and you're wondering when is it going to happen. Don't let those fears begin to hold you down to make you feel like it's not going to happen. No, you need to live your best life while you have the life, because no one is promised tomorrow. So don't tie your life down to, oh, I must marry before I do this, I must marry before I do that. Everything that you desire to do right now, as long as you are able and capable to do it, please do it. It's in doing the things that give you joy and fulfillment that you'll find the right people that will take you to the right place, or you even find them directly by yourself. Okay? And money-related beliefs. The blessings of the Lord makes rich and adds no sorrow with it. So just know that, God has blessings for you and He daily loads you with benefits. So that's one of the things that I realized of recent, that how much of the benefits that God has, made available to us are we even tapping into? How much of those benefits are we accessing? How much of the benefits that God has for us are we looking into? How much of it is in our consciousness? Daily loads us with benefits of mercy, benefits of favor, benefits of money, benefits of good people. What kind of benefits are you yearning for? What kind of benefits are you desiring from God? He daily loads you with it. But do you even recognize it when it shows up? The God that we serve daily loads us with benefits, and we need to be able to enter into that benefit. He daily loads you with income. He daily loads you with impact. He daily loads you with money. So you need to be able to access that which God has prepared for you. So ditch the limiting belief about money, because it is not what God has in store for you. And then the limiting belief about what other people think about you. I know that's one of the greatest ones that, people often feel like um that people always feel like they have to do what others are thinking, they have to do what others are thinking about them, what others feel about them, and then they hold those opinions so strongly. But it shouldn't be so. The first thing that is important is, what did God say about you? What does God think about you? You need to focus you need to shift your focus on your own happiness. What works for you may not work for the other person. Remember Romans chapter 14 verse 12? So then each of us will give an account of ourselves to God. So you can't be living your life based on hearsay of other people's opinion. And one thing that I always tell younger people is the fact that it's not every adult that has gone ahead of you that is on the right path. And some will tell you some things based on the road that they have missed, and they want to also push you into that wrong road. You need to know where you are going early, so that you would not waste your life doing things that don't serve you, so that you don't waste your life doing the things that you don't love, so that you don't waste your life doing the things that, at the end of the day, you're just frustrated. You don't have that time. Some people feel like they have the time to waste, they have time to kill. I don't even understand that statement. Time to kill. You're killing time. You're killing yourself. That's the truth, because time is life. Time is life. As the time is going, you can't take it back. So don't live your life based on other people's opinion or their expectation or what they tell you that you are, when God has not that when that you can't find any representation of that in scripture. So whatever your faith is, whatever your belief is, there is a higher power that has created you, and you need to tap into that source. Don't let anybody interpret the Bible for you, like I've always said. You need to do the work of knowing God for yourself and walking with God and knowing what He is saying about you part time. Otherwise, you would miss road. So I think we have come to the end of this live, and I think I've been able to answer some of the questions that were asked over the week, and the salient questions that was bugging people's minds. And I hope when you are watching this, and I hope it does make a whole lot of sense to you and gives you a whole lot of clarity. Until next time, it's Abimbola Victoria Olide, the voice of encouragement, empowerment, and mind shift. Take care, guys, and stay blessed.